Alright, so what's going on today, guys? Got another video for you today. I don't even honestly know when it was. It was probably over a month ago at this point in time. Picked up the Xbox original light gun for the original Xbox. It is new in box still. I am going to be opening this up. And so when I was younger, a buddy of mine went nuts about this game on the original Xbox. He actually had two of these. He bought them used, and if you get two, you can actually dual wield them. I think you're basically just playing as one player and then two player at the same time. But even still, that would be, or it could be that you can dual wield as a one player, but I don't know. Because I have the game, House of the Dead 3, which is essentially what this was made for. You can use it on silent scope, but as you can see here, I'll show you in the unboxing part, it was actually specifically designed for House of the Dead 3. So the original Xbox only has 3 light gun games, that being House of the Dead 3, Silent Scope, which is over in my collection, and Starsky and Hutch, which I do not have, which that game did come out on the PS2 as well. Silent Scope and House of the Dead were exclusive to the Xbox during its generation. House of the Dead 3 ended up coming out on the Wii the following generation, and Silent Scope Complete for the Xbox is a culmination of 3 of the Silent Scope games, which are from the arcade. But yeah, so let's go ahead and crack this open and see what's inside, and then we're gonna do a little gameplay on the Tube TV. I don't know how that's gonna work, so I'm kind of testing the waters with doing retro stuff, filming it to a Tube TV with a digital camera and seeing how it works, because if it works okay, then that might be something that I do more of in the future, if that's something you guys enjoy and if it works the way I want it to. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. So this is House of the Dead 3, and you'll see that it says light gun supported on it. I don't know if that means that you have to use the light gun or if it's just an option. I always was under the impression that you had to use the light gun because it's a light gun game. But yeah, so that's the game. I do have a nice complete copy. Disc is actually very mint. I don't think there's a scratch on it. And let's go ahead and check out this box real quick. It's Mad Catz. This is actually, I kind of have mixed feelings on Mad Catz. Over the years, I've bought things that I've loved and some things that I've hated. These guns actually were built very well. This was only made for the original Xbox. However, you'll notice that it does look very similar to the Mad Catz Dreamcast light gun, which was for House of the Dead 2 and other games as well. But yeah, so got a cool little hand right here. Works great with, what the hell? Oh, that's another language, I guess. Works great with House of the Dead. I thought I was special there and couldn't read that, but that's definitely probably French or Spanish. I don't know. But yeah, so nice light gun, orange tip, because of course the green gun totally looks like a real gun. So when I ordered this, I think I paid $25 shipped, which is a pretty good price. It was about what I would pay for a sealed one. However, he put it into a giant bubble mail and it got all smashed here. Luckily, at least I assume the gun isn't screwed up, but who knows, it could be. So I'm fairly excited to open this, but I don't know if it's even going to be possible to keep the packaging, so we'll see if we can. But what does it say here? House of the Dead. Oh, it's got some screenshots of House of the Dead, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and I think I'm going to try to open it from the back here. This is a brand new blade on this. Oh, almost took my finger out. Oh, definitely cut through the cardboard already. Oh well. Alright, that sucks. Oh well. There's still like 20 of these new online. Well, on eBay rather. There's probably some on Amazon too. I guess if I was going to do this, I could just have used some scissors on it, and that would have been slightly safer than cutting my hand off. Yeah, I fucked this thing all sorts up. There's no saving this packaging. I guess I'm just going to have to toss this. Oh well. It was worth a shot. Let's see if we can get this open. Let's see if I can get this right here. I'm gonna do this again. Ah! Oh, I totally did nick myself. It's all good though. Worst unboxing video ever. Alright, let's see here. I'll probably just fast forward through most of this. So, got some instructions I'm never going to read. This almost looks like it got some water damage. Kinda. Okay. So this comes out of here. And that is the gun. Oh, wow. You know I gotta get a smell of it. It kinda smells like, for any of those that have ever put tires onto a car, it smells like brand new tires, like fresh rubber. Alright, so this is, the cord on it's actually fairly long. Nico actually bought one yesterday when we went game hunting. So you got the trigger, obviously, you got a button here. This is the Y button, so I guess that's probably reload maybe. And then you got start and back, which is select, X, Y, auto reload, white, black. This is burst, auto, and shotgun here, and it actually has a optional thing for memory cards. I actually do have one, not an official one though. And then it does actually support the Xbox breakaway. That was one of the greatest things Xbox did right before wired controllers weren't a thing anymore. But the breakaway cable was such a cool idea that I don't know why nobody ever thought of it before. But so this is what it'll look like while you're actually shooting with it. And all the buttons have really nice tactile feel to them. And then you have an analog stick here in the back. However, it's like a weird. It's kind of like the PSP analog stick. It only moves. It doesn't have like the arching feel to it where it's like an actual analog stick. It's just like, it's almost like the a cross between the PSP and the new 3DS deep analog stick. It's very weird. Basically, it's just up, down, and left and right. Actually, it says it's a D-pad, so maybe that is why it's just like that. But it's an analog stick on top of a D-pad, basically. But yeah, let's I'm very eager to try this out, so let's go ahead and test this out. I'm gonna try it with the controller at some point in the video too, just out of curiosity to see if it works with the controller. I don't think it does, but let's go ahead and check this out real quick and give my conclusions and my thoughts on if this was actually worth the. This is about $50 to get this plus the Xbox, so you're looking at about $150 to play House of the Dead at your house, which is still cheaper than an arcade. So let's check out that game. Let's go down. This game is very easy. I don't know if there's a difficulty setting it or not. I just kind of hit play. I assume there is, but... Those guys are a pain in the ass because they throw knives at you. See, they get you. There's not much you can do about it once they get you. Some of these characters look like Resident Evil characters. Like those little things, I feel like I've seen those in Resident Evil before. guess you could play this with either hand too. Those knives, man, they're so hard to dodge. You know, this doesn't actually look terrible for a CRT TV either. The picture quality, it looks pretty decent. This is my childhood CRT still. Still works. Got this in 2002. Fighting a zombie sloth. Interesting. Oh, he got me. Shit. Alright, let's start. Got one life left. I got many ones coming at us. No, those are zombies. Oh shit. This would be nuts in VR. I think he's almost dead, but I can't really tell. How are you supposed to dodge that? Like straight up. Coming straight at you. Okay, I guess you really have to be very accurate with that one. He's almost dead. I can't even get it. Maybe I'm too close to the TV. Alright, well, game over, guys. So I guess that's kind of cool. That shows you the path that you did when you were playing. Because it's like multiple paths while you're playing, so. Or maybe that's just, yeah, that's showing where I went, because I did the DVR Institute. And that's where I died. Didn't even make it on the leaderboard. Alright, so overall, is House of the Dead 3 actually worth it for the original Xbox? I would say yes. You do, I was doing a little Googling, you can unlock all of the House of the Dead 2 just by simply beating the game. So you basically get House of the Dead 2 and House of the Dead 3 for the price of one. Then you got to buy the Xbox and you got to buy the gun. The gun, so you can buy crappy ones, but you're going to want to get that green Mad Catz gun to play the game. You really are. It's just built better, and it's just better than the other guns. I can just assume, because at least I've heard of Mad Catz. The companies that made those other guns for the original Xbox, I never even heard of them, so they're long since dead, so I can only assume they weren't built well. But basically, you're buying the game for 20 to 30 bucks. I think I paid 25 for mine. Buying an original Xbox from anywhere from 40 to 80 bucks, give or take, depending on the condition. And then House of the Dead is 25, Xbox is 40 to 80, and the gun, I've seen it as low as 15 all the way up to 30. So you're going to spend anywhere from, I don't know, 70 to like 120 bucks to play House of the Dead 2 and 3. With that being said, though, they're definitely fun, but you have to be into arcade shooters with light guns to be willing to spend that kind of price. But it is cheaper than the alternative, which would be buying an arcade cabinet for your house, which A, takes up a ton of room. Not that the original Xbox doesn't take up a ton of room, but an arcade cabinet takes up far more room. Now, if you have a garage or something, you can put it in, which one day I do want to get a house with a garage, not to put a car in, just to put arcade cabinets in it. And then just open the door up and charge admission for people to come in or something. But yeah, so those are your two options. Buy a $500 to a couple thousand dollar arcade cabinet, or buy under $130 worth of original Xbox One game, and then you actually get 2 games out of it. So yeah, I would say that it is worth it for the price. I was having a little bit of fun playing that, and I actually played it longer than once I stopped recording. Played it for about an hour and a half. So I do want to beat it so that I can unlock House of the Dead 2, and then I also need to track down House of the Dead 1 for the Saturn, which is kind of pricey. That House of the Dead 1 for the Saturn costs more than buying House of the Dead 2, 3, a gun, and an Xbox to play those than just House of the Dead 1 itself, which is kind of crazy to think about. But that's going to do it for today's video, so hopefully you enjoyed that. I don't really know how the footage turned out yet. I'm still editing. Well, I'm going to be editing after I record this for the CRT stuff, so if it turned out okay, then I might make more light gun videos, and I might even review House of the Dead at some point. I would assume most people have played it. Some younger cats might not have actually played House of the Dead. So if you haven't, if you're a younger guy and you didn't grow up with arcades, I grew up on the very tail end of it. I do remember them, but not very well. But if you did not grow up with arcade cabinets and you have an original Xbox, but you don't have House of the Dead or the gun, I do recommend it for sure for that if you've never played House of the Dead. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today's video. Peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you motherfucker! Oh, shit. This is it, baby.